Welcome to Have You Read It? The channel where we bring books to life, one summary at a time. Today we're summarizing The Good Enough Job, Reclaiming Life from Work by Simone Stolzoff. This book explores how work has become an all-consuming part of our identities and offers a guide to developing a healthier relationship with our jobs. Stolzoff examines the modern ideology of workism, where work is expected to provide both money and inner fulfillment. She argues that this expectation is relatively new and particularly prevalent in the United States, especially among white-collar professionals. This book is valuable because it challenges the notion that our jobs should define who we are and provides insights on how to balance the pursuit of meaningful work with the risk of letting it take over our lives. Stolzoff introduces the concept of a good enough job, drawing a parallel to good enough parenting, advocating for sufficiency over perfection in our careers. Here are the key ideas and themes from The Good Enough Job. Simone Stolzoff introduces the concept of workism, the belief that work is not just a job but a means of self-actualization. This phenomenon is particularly American, where "what do you do?" is a common opening question, and careers often outrank spouses as sources of meaning. Divya Singh's story illustrates the myth that we are what we do. Divya, a culinary school graduate, lands an internship at a prestigious restaurant and eventually starts her own dairy-free product line with the chef. However, her identity becomes so intertwined with her work that she struggles when she leaves the company. Divya eventually realizes that her value as a human is not tied to her value as a worker. Ryan Berg, a professor and pastor, studies the rise of the knowns, people who do not identify with organized religion. As religious institutions decline, work often fills the void, becoming a primary source of meaning, especially for college-educated professionals. However, David Forster Wallace warns that anything we worship will eat us alive. And Ryan learns to balance his faith with the demands of the market, finding meaning in multiple parts of his life. Fabazi Eda's journey explores the myth of dream jobs. A librarian who loves her job but becomes disillusioned by the profession's imperfections and lack of diversity. This leads her to coin the term vocational awe, the belief that certain workplaces are inherently good and beyond critique, which can lead to exploitation. Fabazi eventually quits her career to advocate for library reform as an academic. Megan Greenwell's story examines the myth that our work is our worth. Megan, a successful journalist, achieves early recognition but finds herself burnt out and questioning her identity after leaving a top editorial position. Taylor Moore's experience at Kickstarter illustrates the myth of workplace's family, who joins Kickstarter, a startup with a family-like culture, and becomes deeply involved. However, after management decisions clash with the company's stated values, Taylor leads a union drive, which leads to his firing. He recognizes that power structures in the workplace always require contractual protections. Josh Epperson's story explores the myth that working more hours leads to better work. After years in the corporate world, Josh experiments with working less than 20 hours a week while maintaining a comfortable income. Josh finds that his creativity and well-being improve, and he prioritizes awe and wonder in his life. Brandon Sprague's story questions the myth of cushy office perks. Brandon, a software engineer at Google, lives in a box truck in the company parking lot, taking advantage of the campus amenities while minimizing his expenses. Brandon realizes that he is working for the company more than for himself, so he ultimately decides to set boundaries, prioritize his well-being, and leave for a startup. Kihai's journey uncovers the myth that status equals success. He excels in finance, achieving high levels of income and status, but feels unfulfilled and stressed. Ki realizes that he has been playing a status game and chooses to leave finance and start his own business. This enables him to align his work with his values and prioritize time with his family. Here are some key takeaways from The Good Enough Job. Diversify your identity by investing time and energy into non-work pursuits to create a well-rounded sense of self. Avoid workism by recognizing that your job should not be your primary source of meaning. Be cautious of the myth of dream jobs, as expecting constant fulfillment from work can lead to disappointment. Be aware that a workplace is not a family, and prioritize contractual obligations and fair treatment over familial sentiments. Determine your own values and definitions of success, rather than adopting external standards. Subordinate work to life by setting boundaries and defining what sufficiency means to you. In conclusion, The Good Enough Job is a compelling guide for anyone seeking to redefine their relationship with work. By sharing the stories of individuals who have struggled with workism, Simone Stolzoff encourages readers to explore their own expectations and create a more balanced and fulfilling life. Don't forget to explore the book further for a comprehensive understanding. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next book dive.